Remember, or listeners, or viewers, so
you're right.
Remember, or more affinshapa. Okay, I think what he seeks to do,
yes,
and idea a very normal session and normal practices of Parliament. Say we are in the Fourth Republic still, because they haven't been overthrown of any constitution, and we are still using the 1991, 92 constitution, and and if you look at it from the point, say, that being the 8th government under the Fourth Republic, now peaceful succession and peaceful transitions, elections, transfer of power. Now you call the 9th parliament, and it is commonly practicable and appropriate, say, parliament, a bit move, and this is a school near choir, and card is a free form 5, lower 6 form. It is the same thing that the parliament moves. Now the most interesting thing is that yes, the same speaker of parliament is the one who has been retained
for the 9th parliament.
Yes, for the 9th parliament ahead of time. Yes, you can say now or some colleagues. He comes in with one huge background of experience.
That's right.
That is to say that only the longest African serving parliamentarian.
Yes.
He was nearly 31 years in parliament.
Wow.
And having been in parliament, he has been a minority leader in parliament. And same time he has been a majority leader in parliament. And then he has consistently also been a speaker of parliament for 8 years. And then he would also be the first parliamentary speaker of parliament for another 4 years. So that is to say that he's the only person who is breaking the 8.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? Onuna breaking the 8 in terms of number of years Obiawa in parliament. So it will tell you, say, he has a certain experience. One thing I can say,
as a DFN, so it was that kind of experience.
DFN, I call saying
2.
They call 2, but
when they break 8,
DFN break 8. There be in the second, we call 4 years, and he's going another 4 years.
Aaron Michael Quay was a speaker during 2020. And then Alban became speaker 2020, sorry. 2016 to 2020.
Okay, yes.
This one, 2021.
Yes, so that is true. Sorry about that. So he's actually even gunning to go 2 terms, which is not bad. Now, if you look at it from the angle, that's true. If you look at it from the angle, say, with his background experience as a lawyer who understands the parliamentary affairs, or a very technical, I've listened to him. Now, Aban is a very good friend that I know. He respects Oseche Mensah as one of the pillars of the parliament. And even when Oseche Mensah was going out of parliament, he wasn't happy with it because the two of them comes with a very huge experience. Oseche Mensah by 96 parliament. But Wayne was there in 92, about 96, about 2000, about 04, about 08, about 12, and now about 16, and 20 speaker. Majority I say. And to share how or handle even the issue of the judiciary. People may not understand and being a bit political about it.
He used technicalities to beat the
But that is what I mean, that it comes with also experience. Yes, he's a lawyer, so you understand the judicial aspect of it. Then same time he's saying that you, the judicial, you don't understand much of the parliamentary work. So we are bringing it for judicial, so your friends, the constitutional interpretations. But the constitutional interpretations, it moves from the parliament to go there. They enacted the laws. They made the laws and come to you interpret. For you to interpret, to validate. It does not mean that you'll be better than the person who designed it. And somewhere along the line, I think we need that in a country for continuity.
Maybe it's so stressed now, autocrats like Oyobia no share parliamentarians. So it be nice or more fun to say or your headmaster.
Okay, Obia come in any position with leadership qualities and style.
Yes.
Either in governance, the same thing in the judiciary. There are some judges who comes to court bullying lawyers. What about that? There are also chief justices who goes to listen and bully all judges. There are also everybody, every sector, anyhow, a human institution, personal characteristics also comes to play. And for me, only the match, but young share the Juma said, or Yadi and Aswanyade. Let us not forget. Once the beginning, NPP for NDC for accusing. So he was siding too much with NPP.
Yes.
It got to a point, the NPP were also criticizing him, say he was much into his party.
That was the latter part. In fact, beginning, no. And to be honest, the state or the president was the one taking care of him. Okay, well,
unconfirmed. And he overheard said, Shakwa of us obey Parliament or Speaker of Parliament. Obeka at that time, no, I'm sorry, but the reality is that MPP MPs, about 2 or 3, they voted against Michael Kui.
Yes, if I think it was 1.
And now
they were looking for 2, right? Okay.
What I say? Sir, Oman 2 angles here. Honorable Michael Kui Ekoso. And no to gain see no so His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also affirmed the decision and allow him to go.
Yes.
Making it again a member from the opposition party being a Speaker of Parliament in an incumbent government.
That was history.
That was also another history to note. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And somehow, anyhow, no, it all comes with his credentials. Not working also.
Of course.
So I'm not surprised. NDC have left him to stand. But there is a catch. The catch here is that he's going to face a serious problem. The serious problem is that the party. The serious problem is that at the latter part, said the kind MPP need began standoff kakra.
Yeah.
The serious part is that Obinya a parliament with a huge gap of about 50 MPs on the side of majority against the minority. What does it mean? It means say Wanya extra stronger and harder. He cannot control that majority parliament this time around. Why? One, absenteeism. Because parliament in Ankasano, they are very lazy, some of them. Now Bashar said a year more or less, whether we like it or not, it will be rubber stamp. So be rubber stamp parliamentar. Members say 160 crown a beba.
Yeah.
They know say they carry the day. We are going to have situations whereby parliamentarians obaba bese kwan na na before oko parliamentar catch a majority, catch a clerk, catch a speaker say me man e wo Kosovo no ba ko yar me ko they will go for 3 months. They wouldn't come.
Yeah.
You remember the issue of
Adjusafo, yeah.
It was one of those issues. And this is where the energy, the synergy, any abaria agwangbagweno, it has to be put in test. So how he is going to
in the 9th parliament.
In the 9th parliament, how he would be firm and adjust himself against his own majority. Again, when you have such a bigger majority.
But you see, the other thing is that Crawford feels say One president-elect, in fact, they had a brow. At the time when president-elect, now Oyo Mampegini, do baby or Babonte because or Korean or Koranoa, or Kwa Omuyen say, but Oyo be or no, and it's training or parliament.
He's mentioned.
No, Yeneba. Sort of.
He's mentioned it.
And see, people are even wondering how president-elect Bessan Bonidi so on sign by speaker and in his work, so I'm sure na or yes, or the next from Dindi and Crawford say, and Casa Papa Crano, or the president was him.
Anyhow, somehow, still, backwind that some of us know, obey Doyena, but what I say.
Right.
Yes, only His Excellency the President elect, that kind of seniority gap, and also a respect man. They have respect for each other. Yes, they've had not just a brow, they had a situation where he wanted to challenge him for the presidential your friend is saying. That was a subject matter of discussion. And they had.
In fact, he thought he was better off than John Mahama.
Okay, at a point maybe.
Yes.
But then the other issue was the fact that time and now His Excellency in the 2015, 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
Now Oma parliamentary, Oma ministerial post. One said Wama Agban Bagwe. He felt that he was an experience more than all of them.
Yes.
Wama no. Wama Honorable Rashid Pepu at the time, the first time. Wama no. And your friend is saying, do free Mr. Mensa.
E.T. Mensa.
E.T. Mensa.
Yes.
And Obakai said, or mom, the three wise men.
Yes.
And that's packed a lot of anger. And Obusan said, three wise men, no, saying. And he didn't even actually give them even any office. So it was something hanging. He felt, say, he was somehow maybe disrespected. But I think, say, the president this time around, even though some have suggested next and go train manka majority no or mu elect and a nominate no nanko no afemo, but nevertheless surprisingly the president went ahead to nominate him without much even from the other side from his party, and today is something that it was orchestrated by the party herself. And let us not forget.
But it's strange because in the 8th Parliament, who said the party was controlling Parliament. Not the MPs themselves.
Yes.
Until whether NPP or NDC, their party leadership was controlling Parliament on what to sign and what not to sign.
Exactly, because when the NDC, the parliamentary board, I say didn't get here to be.
Yeah.
And I say didn't get here to parliamentary board. A lot of the decisions doesn't come from the front desk. It doesn't come from the majority leader.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from the listen. When it comes to NDC, for them, their structure, unlike the NPP, for them, the chairman of the party has a very huge power, and especially somebody like Seydou Ketia, who had been a parliamentarian before, and he understands. He had been a general secretary of the party, and now a chairman. NPP, the general secretary has a power. The chairman is ceremonial. NDC. The chairman has a power, but I see Ketia's time of even the
general secretary, not to me,
he was still stronger than whoever was chairman. So, still being a member of the parliamentary board, and then his party in question, the party in a parliament. It tells you, therefore, say, I see Ketia is actually part and parcel of this decision, and I like that with NDC say when it comes to collective decision, they are better strategics. They strategically perform better than NPP because NPP no bureaucracy no more, but NDC when it comes to strategizing to do something they come as a party and strategize. So when we summarize all this things, we will say yes, Abambagwen, he has had his time, he has had his day, and he's still being pushed to go through the night parliament. He
wasn't pushed.
No, I'm saying that he
actually wanted that.
He wanted that. Yeah, but when he said he's still energetic. He is still energetic. He's strong.
So no say
with this energy experience, again, because the level ultimate speaker of parliament now. But
the other people within the, of course, and I say Michael Kwe or one speaker be more TV. But the other people who are more parliament advocate, for instance, has been a member of parliament for years, just as Alban. So that kind of experience, maybe feel so. There are some people they could have also used as speaker, that kind of thing.
On say or unfinished business. Utie niema okekaye, niema woye, niema waye no. Let us not forget, even when you go to the MPP, the ranking members of MPP, even though some are disgruntled and that's a little bit, when it comes to the work itself, they appreciate Abambagman's work.
Oh, of course.
Because omna yejuma bibi JH Mutamne Nana Domoni Adadeno, they recognize and then appreciate his contribution and that his understanding of parliament. I think it will balance well to me in my estimation. The only thing that I have a problem is the unresolved mystery of the real work of Ghana Parliament. So whether they live up to the expectation. It's not about all the accolades, not all the things that His Excellency, the third president of the country, I am Honorable Abangwagwen Aka. When it comes to the real parliament itself, Ghana parliament, have they lived up to expectations? I.e., the country's forward marching, i.e., impacting decisions by presidents, making sure this country work. And that is where the Parliament of Ghana, to me, have not satisfied.
Yeah, because and they Speaker Mayehu said you need 2/3, and that is what the law states, to be able to make conduct business. As in policy, some over the half, some will bet snap Parliament chamber no more juma. Name some will bet take decisions. You need 2/3, and 2/3 is not 138 for Christ's sake. And today, my baby, or one can bet me ayo. Abro, Nisika dear. To me to me anyo me dem aka madwene mo parliament ni so agu me afi na mbefra me aba ho
enwui
egu ba afi na 9 ba ma kire madwene wo 8 mu Farouk Wahab. Your opinion about the Kwame here and also interview.
Well, pretty much we find the statistics there, then it beckons the owners of it. I mean, we'll have statistics, but if you are to individually say, oh, probo, not prosecute you, there are a lot of things that would also go through. Like I said, some of them were, I would say it wasn't effective. My thinking had always been said, how far has all those on bail pass here, any credentials raised out there, how did it impact governance, i.e. economy, i.e. management and administering the country's mineral resources? You see, if you listen holistically and you listen to all of them, Parliament of Ghana, their work is only about Parliament. It's only about bill. Is that the case? No. Well, how does it impact a nation? Their work does not impact a nation because of how they approach, either bipartisan or partisan approach in most cases. It has not impacted Ghana. Where do we say, or what do we say? Share Parliament, consistent and stable Parliament in a fourth republic having 9 governments. Now, it means tear the affairs of the country having one standing, permanent, existing a national development plan. We've never had that. All these credentials, to me, is nothing. You know what?
Why?
MPP comes into government with a Bible of MPP, which is MPP manifesto. NDC comes to government, as they are going to do now, with a manifesto of NDC. Who wrote those manifestos? And how does that manifesto impact the nation? How did MPP's own impact the nation?
The NDC would say this time around with the manifesto, they decided to go around the country.
Yes,
take the minds of people.
You go around the country. That's fair, expectedly. But let me tell you that policy advocates or those who push that any developed country, those policy makers, they are not
politicians.
They are not politicians. You solicit also other individual members of your country, either in or out, diaspora, etc. Your knowledge partner is your universities. You have tech, you have Legon, all the faculties, anything that we're talking about, we are, say, governance, administration, minerals, BBR, the knowledge originates from your universities. And to me, say Ghana Parliament say, how far has our Ghanaian universities been a knowledge partner of any government, i.e. policy development? We don't develop any policy. Any policy called manifesto, as you are talking, the Bible of all these parties, the first thing they talk about is how our Omo party best sustain power and win power and win power. That is the first statement. Second thing is how the party will take care of the grassroots members of the party, not the nation. And then the third thing is that policy, and I say, no, Mama said to manifesto. No, excuse me, with all due respect to the two parties. Sometimes, a particular big share. Somebody wrote on agric. Other one goes to write on minerals. Wait, try to write on galamsey. Then they do collation, they put it together and print and save it. That is what we are going to save the country. Which developed nation does that? What does the parliament what do they have in hand? Because now to say major agenda 111 thank you very much. The party manifesto of NDC did not make mention of agenda 111. Also agenda 555. What does it mean? It means say who agenda 111 contracts now was signed. It went into the hands of pro NDC MPP members.
Yes.
Into another twaswa onko no tria womsuka no mnyeska in the mind of a party because that is we are dealing with party manifesto. Et one your sanity they also be created agenda 555. No so I enhance why enforce no one is in the base in nyeska to support. Is that the parliament that we're talking about? No. Do you understand what I mean? And the Parliament of Republic of Ghana is not all these the bills that you sign. The bills that you sign, some of them you saw. I'm saying that it's a work. Signing of a bill is your work.
LGBTQ.
It's your work. But is that what
did they have any
actually impact the pockets of Ghanaians? No. Mepacho. Dabe na Ghanaian presidential candidates or presidents of Republic of Ghana. Either NDC or MPP president. Obe jai se or ko na oye juma osi toilet osi bridge osi this or ye borehole emankofo. Na wa train amankofo na who are will be users of it. Wa punish you because say or train either the tail end election period.
No commission.
No commission. Is there any parliament that has talked about that practices? How does a president sit down? How does any president sit down? Both parties or sit down. Now China why your project a year road, Menam trunk road. So I want the access. Even the more I use it, near block road for the people you deprive them from using for 84 years until they take 2 weeks before election. You go and commission for people to use. In that case, any rational thinking purpose will say, where is the parliament in this regard? Has parliament passed any bill? Say any president or any party to stop that? When you build any road meant for Ghanaians, allow Ghanaians to use, not until elections.
Now, about one commission, toilet near commission, classroom block,
how would parliament deal with the issue of a president of Republic of Ghana? Either MPP or NDC, in this case, we're having His Excellency John Mama.
Yes.
A big band of parliament, yenya majority, and majority so meeting they are changing them. Are they prepared to change the ex gratia? Are they prepared to tell the Ghanaians?
John Mahama so ex gratia.
It's very good. It will be a good news. What about the diplomatic immunity that covers the presidents? Are they prepared to do that? And on their own yet. When you set that one aside, when would the Parliament of Ghana tell the Ghanaian president you can't leave the presidency? Now for entourage of your own ministers, 120 about 80% of them. Now do about 200 kilometers away only to go and commission market. Abra what DCE, what MCE, what regional minister or when would they tell them the excesses of that money that they use, the president traveling, the fuel, any the people behind, and then what the better and the unaccountable interest has parliament spoken about it. So all these things are very fine projections, they are very fine history, they are very fine statistics. Not that withstanding, Ghana Parliament, in my view, the 137 that they're talking about. When I 2016 I said to myself, 2020, I said to myself, Ghana, this is the best opportunity for Ghana with that numbers. Only for us to realize it's just one. One person would have been a Brunia, would have been even the most important person in the history. What did we see? The same night. Right now, one who banter be across any NPP and what's the name? A plus. There must it always be said independent candidates cannot stand in the battle, and both of them are rushing on all the independent candidates.
So no, about the decision then he will move to where
you understand
to be,
because the Europe, and I'm quoting Germany as a typical example case scenario. Almost FDP and almost greener alternative party, the Green Party, and the FDP. FDP
party.
FDP for say on pese Germany editu ebeko country bia omu ye anti weapons ma German ye hu ntokwada ye mpese obedi American chi akoko
Hitler
enti ye mpese ye peace Green Alternative Party ni say Germany bia amenyusu car kra yusu bicycle Greenpeace Umweltverschmutzung say environmental pollution pese be hu smoke gas emissions and to the stand sa party budget me and no audit parliament and when they are going in for ministerial posts from generations long always environmental ministry yeah they make sure say there's no boiler be a Google car they make sure say everywhere is clean
because that's what they stand for.
Yes, exactly. They make sure say untimi nko German here bush or here forest and ya baby na be develop the corona ko ho protect corona won yema flowers in go yema gardens no
go to galamsey
ni green party into a parliament with as an independent they go there with the soul and purpose of what they stand for. Is that what we do here? The answer is capital N or no. Yeah, the end there we go and the parliament itself recognizes the importance and then advise we should have majority and minority caucuses. And now Najui almost 30 sorry at 10. Say la nana tifi nana a president 10 o'clock. Not time not take call. Neko 10 o'clock when be sorry babu on paye. Now I introduction. Wabubo din roll call. And for the by president said, "Me, we free him. Okay, Obi, I want to dim Yabeka, Yabobo, Oma, and yes, up to 11 time. Now I indicted the 9th. That time, 11:59. Nana Bon Empire, Ghana, Baba, you and Baba. Oh, yeah, Baba, crowd parliament. What I say? Not the presidency. I could be the Speaker of Parliament. No, I behold you, the President of the Republic of Ghana, from Manager 12. And call His Excellency Mama. Debbie. No. And Abang becomes the president of the Republic of Ghana. And no Chief Justice Chief Justice
say your best swear before I best swear a speaker.
Yes, enti onu mem enti obedi kakra
tituebi
abambedi kakra what I am going to do ole nu dey go di 3 weeks odo nyakwa di Ghana president 3 weeks what I say
we dey hours kakra
we obedi hours kakra what I say am on so record this was once a Ghanaian president.
Yes,
enti se parliament net tinase yeah, breful. We have a small country. We have a lot of minerals. We have the Nyama BBB. And then a parliament in bit matinasiakase. We are the legislators. We make the laws for the executive. We make the laws more or less for the judiciary also to interpret, analyze, and then also to do whatever that it is. In that entrance, okay, both sides. Yeah, bre. Yeah, for BB to 7 party there. You built the national consensus. You built the national development plan. Because Albert said, NDC people were making noise. Say, His Excellency your mama, school should be.
Yeah.
E block. We are be. Germany issue. Hospitals be 85%. Now hospital 85% when we are now there's will be in
stage of continuity.
Do you understand me? And now parliament in so seriously partisan approach on the tour. And in my view, and I think the view of many Ghanaians, right? I feel say it is not right in the Parliament of Ghana, much as they do a lot of things. However, a favor woman as parliamentarians. Parliamentarian biaji police in Northern. Is this a country that is so risky, security risky, that you have to shut Ghana police by 276 police officers?
I am PB Omukokulu on fee.
Me pacho.
Now
what about the individual say you come fear?
So mo am to abama.
Now me pacho robbery so a happy for fear na. MP Sunkune what about the MP or da where oh waka change yakopo so mo MP mu. You see, there are certain things, they are natural phenomenon. A word there, young Muslims from a religious perspective. But this is not a country that is brutal. You must be a attack a parliamentarian. Papa, mama, Ghana parliamentarian. Election be do omewofu for beba. Birthday party omuko. You know the kwa ye. Oko restaurants, chop bars, you kroma.
As you are junior crowd, and walk on any panel, see dross in house.
What you say?
Banku. Say when him
was fancy dross.
Sir,
Naka.
Hey.
Oh, Debbie.
Oh,
sir.
Now, come a video while make
where my good friend Kovandapot. What I say, but it is no majai. All these things, you know, it makes spicy your politics, but it is not all what we want as Ghanaians. We expect our parliamentarians go to the parliament, represent your constituency, let them know at the purpose near do call Mayente or Kasa.
Sorry, but I want you to touch on the inauguration. No?
Yes,
why President-elect decided to say visit other countries now.
Okay.
Or my inauguration. Before then, I mean, IGP. That's what I commented last week when they were lieutenant. Be said or two for patch of money for IGP in Busuma. Our Muslim country also Munyam.
Unconfirmed report. Okay.
But
let me touch on the subject of why the president-elect Okoye. One, His Excellency the former president became the president-elect now. He had been a president, a vice president, and a president before. And Waba. There's what is called consultations. Or one opposition between you and I, that on the background, on the other side, you know, or consult friends are or presidents.
Yeah.
It be what government but let us not forget, say the dynamics, you know, MPP and then the presidential candidate. Party nankasa ewo ebia and now for other governments be. And to show be to say independent forum.
Yeah.
MPP no joining independent forum. And to any Republican many other parties here now for four. And ebia His Excellency former president-elect. Also on one kasa on the personal friends. Inti ya to abama no. He goes out there to extend invitation to say, oh my friend, Pacho, you be swim in for him dear better statutory. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs,
right?
Any Ghana government in Lankasa, our countries be number one. Nigeria had always been the special guest of honor in most cases. Senya Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, we pick a nation that is very close to us. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo of Alassane Ouattara, yeah, Togo, your mayor special guest of honor, but or yeah, independent. President Kofo Fichano, but no special guest of honor. But Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, or you saw Alassane Ouattara. Maybe what I say. And I think Prof Mills, you sue the then Nigeria. I think either Buhari or Hassan to be corrected, or be a special guest of honor. It is a do say a to Abamana. President Ayen but the surprising thing, the catch here is that all my friends, the military boys, all of them, one will call it pro-Russian, Omunyineba, Traore of Burkina Faso, Oba. What's it? Traore, Burkina president, Oba. Yeah, that is Traore, Eba.
Russian now for
asylum for pro-Russians. Oh, as anti-French Russians. Okay, Dumbuya confirmed. Sir Oba. Asimi Goita, Mali, Oba. Chiani of Niger, Oba. And then we have Niger, Chiani. And then the Republic of Gabon, Ogil, Onzo Soba. No, I mean, they're all military boys. Gabon is a military. Traore is a military. Dumbuya is military. Asimi Goita is military. And and I make sure say these are, we call it new friends of His Excellency the President-elect. That's nice. And all of them, no, they wouldn't have. There are certain things diplomacy you can't put on air. But then you realize, say, Traore becoming a president, he was not too sure and comfortable with Nanado. The reason was that Nana is pro-French, only anti-French, and to advise who said, "Menye papa we ni." I'm sorry, government ni. Right. Ebi a cross so yes and koba ha. and combat my yano because Ghana and Sankara feature and the Rollins and Blaise Compaoré French for Kukuno. What I said, and to when I find the traits of Sankara on per se na on ne president on yini our Ghana a bit but when it there what I do not know what tomorrow no we live to see say ombeshe military uniform. And the normal circumstances, they will try to wear military uniform. Why? Because they are still within their revolution. If they don't wear uniform, if they wear uniform,
and were these countries part of those local military a year? Nanado Kase under AU. ECOWAS.
I know the woman cry ECOWAS now. I call patch of it. Emfa. Woman kasa next EU. It was cried the 3. A declaration of your friends, a pediatric declaration, and Odi friends Asimi Goita. Pediatric declaration 2, and Odi Traore, and Odi Mali, and Odi Dumboya. And Dumboya there no moka say your friend Chiani Diano, and Omka so ya kwakwa attack which here in this studio and Amka say it will never happen. ECOWAS haven't got even one weapon. I ECOWAS in India. We need power be a bit and indeed. Ombetra crab, Bedak and Pisky, say ECOWAS generals, of course. We need Ghana Nana be used as a starter. Ghana no kwano ni military vehicles, yes sir. No de Niger. It didn't happen. But all these boys have come together. And the good thing is that
does it mean that we would also be in the good books of Trump?
Well,
and probably China.
It is an interesting dynamics. Trump is not in the good books of China, but in the good books somehow friendship.
Russia and North Korea.
Friendship a little bit or flexibility. American system does not allow U.S. president to be friends with Korea, but the president himself has a friendship with Russia. Korea not. But then when it comes to Nipa Tenna Airbano, Omina Airbano, ebi ba on behalf of the state, and here the outgoing presidency and the best extended courtesies. Say Ghana as we do, ye ba mo de Ntimosumba bana. Name on president we ankasa friends e ba ne de. I'm aware say the new guys, the revolutionary leaders,
five
coming. Omunyina ba as a friend in support of the president elect. The woman is concerned the better say you best be from if not anything at all. Traore a great policy. Say His Excellency the President elect share the Burkina a great policy now adopting now. It will go a far way to help Ghana. It a beer or no be the one say time ninti. You swear in around 12 o'clock, 12:30. Vice President swear in. As the president in a court conference hall, state conference near the Nakosha Danke to Ebimoho. Then all these presidents, the 10 and the other vice president, Tiku and Ku, 2 vice presidents are coming, 1 speaker of parliament, 10 presidents. There might be more. Omina Eba. Some are coming. Gabon is arriving tonight. Obaba na juwe ebi ba beda ade chia entom kwachia ni wia that 15 minutes space when the president in back sent to me 10 presidents ye mo tam 15 minutes each no me na di nkoma no ma wo hye no well no wia wa invite um say mo dinner ball bi e ba so obekobi bebu obaka cho so me time obi desert revolution on fa uniform na krom ha because yes into the omo ye say obeye agreement with the Ghana military and the Ghana government, the president-elect and then outgoing president assure and say Ghana military because and to wear uniform.
Yeah, Mobian,
uniform because the opposition a fire panel once the French for pened in some money. Oh, you know, bit my Bakuma be invaded and just a Ghana military and also Pekino. No, sir, releasing to the airport. Into no, after the program, woman military uniform straight away to the airport. Uncle baby,
right.
And from airport, no, you can find arrival near the Nukon Hotel, the hosting hotel, no be hosting. I'm sorry to use no accordance or kakra. What I say? Oh, we are not changing. Nata dear the ongro. Maybe or deba 5-10 minutes. On a wisa the ambassador on the ground. What is the way forward? No man protocol arrangements. Okay, as you do ho. ye kono ebi a seat 10 ebi a front row and all the deep mobile
would be done
on better left days the middle gap on better left now the president former presidents of Ghana starting from Nanado no so twaso what they say Prof Mason Jerimo enim nti ehu Nanado a that is the president Kofo Ababe twaso and Nanado obe show down the left now president Kofo so and you know na nsusu ne bia the other protocols ne bi speakers ne na high dignitaries
right